In this video, I'll share my fastest methods I've tested to transform my vision in 30 days. This is my new strategy that is up to date with some of my new discoveries. I'll give you a simple and quick version of my daily routine and a long, elaborate, detailed version, and why it works. So, what's my result of 30 days to claim this is the fastest? In just 30 days, my results are mind-blowing. This was my fastest transformation ever. So typically my results have been up and down and plateau for a couple of months and up and down again. It was more gradual. Since May, 0.25 diopter reduction per month. That's when I started this eye exercises routine. Based on my measurement from May 21st to June 21st, 0.25. And then up to now, it's another 0.25 diopter based on the centimeter measurement I do, as well as checking the Snellen chart. So I've gained 0.5 diopter in just 2 months. So for me, this is drastic improvements, in the past 2 years, except for the beginning part. Usually in the beginning, we have been overprescribed often, and many people experience rather a faster improvement. But anyway, so here's the simple version of my daily routine I do. First, a mixed combination of eye exercise first thing in the morning and every opportunity throughout the day. So ideally under the sunlight as much as possible. Awaken your eyes, breaking it in. That's the idea. And 2, on my desk, I do 20-20-20. I do 30 actually. Every 30 minutes my alarm goes off for a break. This simple habit is transforming my life. Keep them in an awakened state. It prevents ciliary lockup, which happens with close-up work. And your eyes are fixated, right? Your eyes are fixed without any dynamic movements when you're in screen. Myopia is caused by chronic ciliary contraction. So without it, the improvements weren't there. I didn't see any improvement. Number 3, reduced lens technique with 1 glasses with mildly reduced prescription, which we call normalized, and another one for computer for close-up activities, which we call differential. Make sure I see 99% sharp before moving on to the next normalized, and strictly keeping the healthy screen distance, basically guiding our eyesight to be aligned at all times. So there it is in a nutshell. And I recently discovered the power of slow blinks, a trick I picked up from my furry little one. I have a little cat. Her name is Shasha. She always gives me these slow blinks. If you're a cat owner, you know what I'm talking about. And it's surprisingly effective. We'll talk about that. So let's go over this in detail, just because I have a few people asking me for my detailed, elaborate daily routine. So here it is. So in the first thing in the morning, along with my physical exercises, I incorporate eye exercises into this vision training routine, which helps me to stay mindful of all my gaze throughout the day. Important thing here is the location. I have my places I go to where I can see something far away outside, like signs, like billboards or parking signs, even utility pole or tree branches if nothing's around. Even if I'm indoor, as long as I can see some kind of text or number outside, under the sunlight exposure is the best environment. I can easily notice changes in clarity, and it speeds up the stimulation. So first thing in the morning, I look outside. I can see my neighbor's house number, which works great. I'll start a quick eye exercise right there. Breaking them in first thing in the morning usually is key to, get the thing started, so that they don't stay at my current myopic state. I'm pushing it, right? This is the tip number 1, break out of tunnel vision or ciliary lock position first thing in the morning. In terms of my eye exercises, I'll do a quick gaze stabilization and shift focus and near-far focus. And pretty quickly I see better clarity coming to place, just about in a minute or 2. Sometimes a few seconds if I'm in a good state. And I'll do more proper exercises when I step outside for a morning walk. Again, I find a place I can gaze at something that provides clear feedback on changes in clarity. My eye exercises, like, these are combinations of these things, but I begin by placing my both palms on my eyes to warm up, and then do eye circle, which stretches ocular muscles. Then I do acupressure point massage. I have a short form video on where the points are. You can take a look. Also the palming, eye circles, and some of the eye exercises. Not all of them, but some of them I have it in my short form video. Then still without glasses, I'll do gaze stabilization while gazing at the text or number sign. And then I'll do near far focus between my thumb and the target. And then I'll do shift focus between the two different objects, ideally far apart, more than 90 degree or even 180 degree apart. Usually the signs or numbers or text I can see. And then lastly, I wrap up with the eye circles looking up in the sky, or eye circles, closed eyes. And then I'll do the acupressure point massage to rejuvenate, promote the blood flow to the eye. And then a lot of blinking in between each set. So that's usually how I can get engaged with the visual clarity, and it pushes the improvement. Depending on how much time I have, I mix it up. I say gaze stabilization and near far focus in a sequence, but usually I can mix them together. So that's another thing. Tip number 2, you can actually creatively combine them together. So this actually exercise takes me anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. I'll stop when I feel my eyes getting tired, and then if it gets really tired, I'll close my eyes, and then put my warm hands and allow my eyes to rest. And then I'll put once that's done, I'll put on my normalized glasses. When I put on my normalized at that point, voila, I get an instant dopamine kick. The world around me suddenly becomes incredibly sharp and detailed. It's really a joyful moment. You gain your full sight back at that moment. That just feels so amazing. And I'll keep my normalized on as long as I can until I gotta go back in. And sometimes I still have a bit of blur with my normalized, so I'll try to resolve it as quickly as I can, utilizing the same exercises to resolve it. In order to kickstart, sometimes if you're experiencing the blurry, it's not resolving so quickly, then if you're moderate to severe myopia, it's going to work better. But removing your glasses and then doing those eye exercises while gazing at the target for a bit doesn't take too long, maybe a couple minutes. I may have to, if you're really stuck, then you may have to do 5 to 10 minutes, and then you put back on your normalized. Now you'll see it activated quickly, and you could probably see anywhere from 95 to 100% of clarity with your normalized. And you try to stay at that level. And sometimes you don't even have to do too much of the eye exercise that way. So it actually stimulates your eyes much faster. And now when I get back on my desk during my work hour, I'm at my desk. I have my phone timer set up to go off every 30 minutes, all scheduled for a week. And I can probably keep 70 to 80% when the alarm goes off. Either I step outside or at least do some squats where I have a good target for my gaze. So see, when you're doing squats, you're moving your body upside down and you're still you're doing the gaze stabilization or shift focus. You're mixing up, you're combining the exercises, so it actually helps a lot better as well. I do this about 2 minutes to anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes, depending on the work situation. Of course, if you're in a flow state, you do it after. Productivity is key, and I've been struggling with that too. So you got to find what works best for you. And another important thing when you're at the desk is keeping your screen distance to at least 70 to 80 centimeter. 70 to 80 centimeter I find is ideal. When you first get your differential, and you might, if it's too much, then you may have to do like 50 to 60 centimeter. But you wanna target. You wanna move far away from it as much as possible. So for me right now, this is my differential that I just got a couple days ago. It's minus 1.5. Right now, my screen to screen distance is about 60 to 70 centimeter. I'm going to work up to 80 centimeter. So that's it basically. And my last tip at the desktop, have Snellen chart at least 10 feet away, or you can even, I have actually much more closer, as it's right by my screen. I have another one placed 10 feet away. I have another one placed 20 feet away. So when you have Snellen charts all around to look at, if you're busy, if you're in a busy schedule and you don't have time to really step out, or then you just look away. And you look, just by looking away to gauge your eye to further, you're practically doing near far focus at that point. And even when it's not break time, and if you have those chances, you can just look away to engage your eye muscles. That helps greatly as well. So those are some of my tips. All right, so my journey right now is still ongoing. There's more to discover. I found this method with eye exercise with no glasses before putting on my normalized and doing the eye exercises. So far what I find is this has to be the best at resolving blur and best at steadily improving my vision, so there's no delay. So for those of you who are stuck at -1 level, you could try with +2 or +3 lenses first thing in the morning, and then you put on your normalized glasses and you're going to see drastic clarity change. I'm going to cover why this works. Here's the simple concept behind it. One, myopia it's caused by chronic ciliary contraction, right? So it's your eyes are fixated. So you're in a tunnel vision, fixated in a narrow window. So with the intensive eye movements like what we do in exercises, then you're restoring dynamic nature of your eyes by constant movement and promoting blood flow to the eye. So you're doing quite the opposite of what you're doing in front of your computer. So that's number one. Two, keeping a healthy balance between strain prevention, meaning like less close-up activity, and vision improving practice. That's doing the wearing the normalized glasses to make that connection, super sharp connection. You're giving your brain a reference point what to work towards. So those keeping balance between strain prevention and vision improving practice is basically the main concept behind all the things that I do on a daily basis. The things that cause ciliary lockup and tunnel vision are definitely, as you know, are the projects that require focusing on small details. I find that when I do video editing, it gets locked up quite easily, quickly, and it's hard to come out of it. So I assume graphic designers or video editors, it's going to be much tough. And same thing with the phone screen. When you're looking at a smaller screen, smaller text, your ciliary lockup happens a lot quicker. And for those of you who play gaming is another thing. You got to look at small things around. Your eye engagement is much narrower and focused, and for a long time without any breaks. So that's pretty dangerous. And sewing and knitting is also close-up activity, even though it's not a screen. These type of activities can actually cause ciliary lockup quite quickly. Anything that you do at arm's length. So just keep that in mind. I can tell you there are people who have achieved significant results very quickly with reductions of 1 diopter in 2 months or even 2 weeks in some cases. However, all of them are just based on their testimonials, personal stories, which have not been yet verified. So it's questionable. But let's say they're true, and let's say it's possible to achieve that. And when I examined the stories of these people, what they were doing differently, I noticed 2 main things. They did not have any screen time. One of them had maybe 1 hour a week. So that's a huge factor. And second, they spend more than 5 to 6 hours a day outdoor time. They were able to do that. Third, they live in a warmer climate with abundant sunlight exposure. So 3 main things. Okay, so Over the past 2 years, I've attempted to increase my outdoor time whenever I could, and while reducing screen time as much as I could, which was much more difficult. But I figured out a way to extend my outdoor time to at least 1 to 3 hour a day. So on average per week, maybe 2 hour a day. That helps a lot. I noticed the difference between from 1 hour a day to 2 hour. It actually is noticeable. But then for me, luckily Sundays I can spend 5 to 6 hours outdoor with almost no screen time. So it helps. But the screen time is my struggle, often anywhere from 5 to 9 hours a day. But typically it ranges 6 to 7 hours a day on average, given a week. So for most of us, it's going to be a challenge for reducing screen time, especially if you're, involved with the school projects or you're working. Then you just have to find a way to reduce it somewhat, or if you can't, at least, like I mentioned, just quick turn away whenever you can. Turn your head to look at something far, 10 feet away. That's going to help a lot. So I want to emphasize why close-up activity and trying to speed up your vision improvement can be harmful. When our eyes are seen close up most of the time, your eye shapes are in a certain manner that it's not healthy. You want to restore that eye shape, and you're trying to speed up your vision improvement with, forceful manner, then it can be harmful. So ideally, what you want to do is you want to support with incremental help. Otherwise, you're overexerting your eyes. What I mean is that, dropping your diopter too quickly, or trying to go without glasses, and you have moderate to severe myopia, they result in considerable strain. Not just eye strain, it can even involve headaches or dry eyes or red eyes without any improvement. Do that long enough, your eyes just give up and accept that blurry vision is the norm. When this happens, you're not going to see any improvement for a while. There's a way to break out of this stage quickly, but it's very frustrating. I've experienced this myself and learned the hard way. We all want quick results, but rushing it doesn't help in this case. Remember, patience is the key to paradise. So hopefully you learn from my mistakes I share on this channel, and now you understand a bit more clear on some of the drawbacks of trying to speed things up in your vision improvement progress. So again here, number one, don't try to go without glasses, at least not for an extended period of time. Number two, don't drop too much diopter value of your normalized to speed things up. Do it properly and you'll see improvements much faster. I'm going to cover next question. We have next question, common question that I get. Should I wear glasses or not if I want to improve my vision? So as I mentioned, ideally you need to have that reference point so that you can see clearly. But it depends on how bad your eyesight is. Let's say if you're low myope, it's less than -1 diopter, I believe it's possible. Some cases it's even maybe better to do without glasses, but you still need to apply those tips I shared in my first video. You need to know that if you don't wear glasses and if you're seeing blurry all the time, there's a risk of blur adaptation. So if that happens, you're not gonna experience any improvement. So remember that. But if you're a lower diopter, like 0.5, -0.5, -0.75, you're pretty close there, so your eyes will be able to quickly adjust and catch up. So that's what I mean, it may be possible, but definitely not for people with any higher diopters. I would say you need to have at least normalized glasses to see meaningful improvement. All right, so just remember, adequate amount of sunlight exposure, reducing screen time, increasing outdoor time. These eye exercises, what we covered, these are going to be something that you need to incorporate in your daily routine to see some meaningful improvements. Now, next question I have is, do I have to wear glasses when doing active focus? I do both. When you say glasses, it's not a regular glasses. If you wear regular normal glasses, then of course it's not going to work because you're seeing everything perfectly clear. there's no room for your eyes to make adjustments. So basically you need to have at least the normalized glasses when you are doing active focus. A lot of people asking me how to do active focus. What I find is doing these eye exercises, that's why I do daily routine. It just allows my eyes to see sharper and clearer. So, in some sense, you just forget about active focus because I think there's a risk. If you just try to do active focus, there's a risk that you want to do something to see clearly, and it's not really the case. So the way that I do daily routine this way is that I don't care about active focus. I just activate and rejuvenate my eyes, and when I see clearly, boom, that's it. That's basically active focus right there. I hope you get that. So if you don't know how to do active focus, under the sunlight exposure, you're looking at something, text or number, and just natural blinks, and you may be able to see visual clarity change. If not, then just relax your eyes and do some of these eye exercises which can clear. And if not, then you just remove your glasses and then do some eye exercise and put back on your normalized glasses. Right there, you're going to be able to see much better. Because as long as you see sharp, that's the goal, that's the end goal. So we want to achieve that as much as possible. You want to stay at that level as much as possible. So there you go. All right. I have a myopia and wear glasses, but when reading close range, it's difficult to focus. So I've experienced this myself. This happens when your prescription is high. Glasses are designed for you to see far things clearly, and you're seeing close-up screen like 70 centimeter, even if it's 90 centimeter, it's close distance, and you're putting a lot of pressure in your eyeball. Of course, it's going to cause strain, and to that long time, it's going to cause more redness, itchiness, headache even. So that's the main purpose of wearing differential computer glasses. You want to get a prescription just enough for you to see screen distance of 60, 70 centimeter clearly, so that you don't have to put too much pressure on your eyes. That's going to create further damage. All right, so now next question. If I only use normalized and no differential with almost no screen time, can I improve? So as I mentioned earlier, if you have no screen time and plenty of outdoor time looking at distant objects, using normalized only can be effective. Because the purpose of wearing differential glasses is to prevent strain and tunnel vision you get from seeing close up, right? Things close up. So if you don't have screen time or any close-up activities like knitting or drawing or anything like that, I think it's an ideal situation for your vision. It's very rare nowadays to have that lifestyle, but yeah, lucky you. Now we have a question here saying, my number is minus 4.5. I will start this from today. I will update on 1st August 2024. Faju 42. I have screen work like 10 hours a day. How can I avoid redness or itching? It occurs daily. And second, I know it will take time, but if I be consistent for like 3 years, will I be 20/20? Prolonged screen time will inevitably cause dry eyes, right? It's going to cause eye strain. So you want to avoid prolonged screen time as much as possible. Because prolonged screen time, not taking enough break, not to mention you're not blinking as much. Average blink rate, something like 15 to 17 times per minute. But no one's going to count their blink rate while studying. You want to take a lot of break. That's why the importance of 20/20 is here, because that's the only way. You put a timer on, then whether you do it or not, at least you're reminded. So whenever you can, you're more likely to take that break. So that's probably the best thing to do for you. All right. Ever wonder when to choose normalized or differential? When do you wear normalized and when do you wear differential? The normalized glasses are the glasses with prescription 0.25 lower than your regular glasses. So you're not gonna be able to see 100% sharp. It's gonna be 95%. you're pushing your eyes to improve to that level. So that's normalized. And you're using that for all outdoor activities, all distant viewing, except for the computer. So the differential comes in when you are at close-up activities. If you're going to use phone screen, then wear differential glasses and stretch your arms so that the distance is healthier. Even if you see slightly blur, I mean, you want to keep it that level, so you're giving your eyes a challenge to get to that level. But that's basically it. Normalized is 0.25 diopter lower, and differential is you need to get computer glasses just enough to see screen at a 60 centimeter or so. That's basically it.